Yeah.
But last week we had some interesting things with crypto.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so
the
as
first thing is like you want to talk about the base
oh
swap
yeah, let's do
or
that one first. That's a little bit of a
yeah.
higher note. I like that one too. So for starters, let me get a little context here. Sid and I have been like active in these crypto markets for the better part of a decade, and I've been really a fan of like decentralized finance and participating in these markets. So I am well versed and like understand what's happening. I keep kind of like my finger on the pulse when it comes to new developments, and so I like to, as part of what I do in our Discord, to the people who are interested in participating in these crypto projects, I will post new development stuff that's coming up. And so here, Sid actually pulled up on the screen here on what is it, the first? So that was about
Yeah.
5 days ago. I made a post here about crypto, not crypto.com, sorry, Coinbase, which is the biggest centralized exchange platform by volume in the United States and in the Western kind of world of crypto trading, where Binance, I would say, is the biggest player in the entire world, but that's an Eastern-based one. I think they're based out of Singapore. So for traders in the United States, which is the overwhelming majority of our members as well, whose jurisdictions remain in the United States, we always
Yeah,
advised.
because Coinbase is regulated too.
It's
Right?
It
And
trades
that's
on the New York
important.
Stock Exchange now too, as Coin, I think, is their ticker. So
Yeah.
in order to be listed on the stock exchange, they do have to adhere to quite a few like strict financial policies. They aren't like a fly by night, insolvent kind of operation. So what they've been basically, and what we recommend people do if you live in a country that is outside of the USA, we would recommend that you engage with cryptocurrency exchanges that operate and are headquartered in your country's jurisdiction. That way, if there is a problem, like your funds are locked for some reason, or there is a withdrawal or some type of dispute, you actually have a legal recourse because it's operating in your legal jurisdiction. It would be very difficult for you to sue Binance in Singapore if they stole your funds. And there's
Right.
chat rooms with hundreds of people complaining about their funds being locked, their accounts being, blocked or like frozen without explanation, and them having a hard time getting in touch with anybody or getting the ball rolling on that resolution process just because they don't really have any jurisdiction. So again, Coinbase, major exchange in the United States, and they have been working on and are launching their own blockchain, which is itself a layer 2 to the Ethereum network. It's a roll-up built on top of the Optimism stack, which is developed, and it's an open source development built by MIT, and it has certain licensing agreements, but it's all open source. And so they've licensed the OP stack, and they are deploying their own blockchain, calling it Base Chain. And that will actually launch this coming week on the 9th. So that is on, I believe, Tuesday.
Yeah.
If I'm correct right there. So it's very, very soon.
Today is the 6th, yeah, in a few days.
So when that launches, what that means is that Coinbase users, they can use an app on the phone. The app can include like the Coinbase DeFi wallet, it's called, which is like a self-custodial wallet where the owner of the application, meaning like the end user, so you, if you're using it, you control the private keys. Coinbase no longer owns the assets. You are the sole custodian of them within this wallet. But starting on the 9th, they will allow these, their DeFi wallet to access this Base blockchain. And the Base blockchain, being a layer 2 on Ethereum, is basically going to give those users access to most of the Ethereum protocols that, will have deployed onto the Base chain. And it'll make interacting with them much, much cheaper than interacting with any Ethereum mainnet thing. So it's basically a way for Coinbase users to get into the DeFi environment in a reasonable way. And so I obviously pay attention to this kind of thing. I was aware of it, that it's launching, but I also obviously I was aware of that as a, even though it's not publicly available yet, you can actually access this blockchain currently on the currently operating mainnet through these developer bridges. And there is new protocols coming out on them. Most everything that had come out before like the first, so before literally almost everything had rug pulled, where either it was exploited or the founders of these tokens had pulled the liquidity to steal people's money basically. And almost nothing that came out on Coinbase chain so far has been a legitimate project. But me being the kind of finger on the pulse person in the space that I am, I knew about this base swap, the one that I just had posted there that Sid had shared the screenshot of. So I knew that this chain, this protocol was being deployed on Base by a development team that I have been aware of for multiple months and have followed. And they are very legitimate people. They are KYC'd, meaning like their identities is doxed. So it's not just some, code being deployed. Exactly. Just some nonsense where it's like you have no follow through. You don't know who's behind this. So I knew all of this stuff before it was deployed, and this protocol went live on the 1st. And I shared this within our Discord where I said, hey, basically here in this thing where I said like, hey, everything's been kind of a scam in this space so far, but this is a team that I'm familiar with. And I believe that, participating in this product is going to have, what did I say here? Massive day zero yields and a large upside.
I mean, you did mention it's risky, but it's also risky. The yields might be like really good.
Really
you
solid.
Did warn people too, because it did also get like rug pulled and stuff. There were projects.
There was a lot of projects that have been rug pulled.
A lot of stuff, but but the main protocol, you had, it's solid. And
exactly.
You had faith in this, and that's why you shared this.
I wouldn't push anything like this. I wouldn't share this with people within our Discord if it was just some like fly-by-night thing. But this was something I was comfortable enough to be like, hey, anybody who has the risk tolerance and would like to try like a crypto, project. This is Founders Day. The pre-sale was happening. You could buy these tokens for 90 cents. And I was like, I think 90 cents is not a bad deal.
Look at where...
And here we are 6 days later. The token is trading at, this morning it was $6. It's about $5.
Oh, so it's even above this now. So how much did you...
so
how much did you make on this?
It was a low...
Was it 4x?
It was a high risk thing. So I did $500.
400%?
And I ended up... I put it into the liquidity pool, which was paying, the yields that I was talking about in that post. And that's what I was saying. I like this strategy, so that's why I was recommending people participate in. And this morning I pulled out $575 of the $500 I initially supplied back into stablecoin, into cash. This was just I could have done a lot more, and in retrospect I feel like I should have, but of course risk tolerance and risk management is a part of this equation. So I pulled out $575. That's about 15% profit realized and principal recovered, and I still have about $1,600 left in the liquidity pool. So I'm still about three times what I started with, exposed to the upside still. And I don't think this is done. Like I said, we're filming this right now. It's the 6th. On the 9th, the proverbial floodgates will open, and the access to these applications will be much more simple for Coinbase users and people who are maybe not as DeFi savvy and know how to onboard into these chains through like the development bridges and all that stuff. But that again, that's part of the value that you get as a member in our chat. Anybody who, when I posted this stuff, was like, hey, this sounds like up my alley, but I don't know what I'm doing. That's where we would then one-on-one, I could walk you through exactly what to do, show you exactly how to participate and to basically build a position and how to manage it. And so that's part of our goal for the crypto side of what we do, is to not do this for you, but give you the tools to do it for yourself, because that's the point here. This is DeFi, this is crypto. The whole point is ownership. And if you want to delegate your ownership to me, you might as well just do that at like Merrill Lynch or like some stock investing broker. Yeah, someone like they'll do it, and they got a fiduciary license. They got a lot more. Like what I'm trying to do is I would like you to know what you can do, because at the end of the day, in these crypto markets, you and I can do exactly the same thing that the biggest hedge fund at Fidelity has access to, which
exactly, or even better, because
exactly, because it's your money. You're not tied to your investors' risk tolerances. Exactly,
you don't have all those rules, and then you don't have and you're completely in control, and it's It's the same with like, even with like stock trading, like even like that's why like we have our indicator, and I'm like, yeah, the returns that you've seen, like 80% on a stock in
Yeah.
just
Spot
in a week,
trading.
no options, no nothing. It's just like
Yeah.
stock trading, plain stuff. I mean, there's no hedge fund out there which would get you those returns, you know.
I think
and
just
you can do it for yourself.
just spot
And
trading stocks on this past week. I think I was up about 9.8% for like just this week in my stock portfolio. The previous week I was up, I think,
net,
like 11,
which is like insane.